I hear a gentle voice inside me say,
It's better.
that slow and steady steps will be my pace. Slow and steady steps will win this race. It will take some time, but the victory will be mine. Slow and steady, I'm gonna learn to fly. I'm starting to believe I only race with me, only me. I can't give to someone else this journey for myself. It's for myself. Since my best is all I have, it is enough. I can see a ray of hope. I've got to trust that slow and steady steps will be my pace. Slow and steady steps will win this race. It will take some time, but the victory will be mine. Slow and steady, I'm gonna learn to fly, and I will soar. I will reach the sky, a little at a time. I'm reaching, I keep believing that slow and steady steps will be my pace. Slow and steady steps will win this race. It will take some time, but the victory will be mine. Slow and steady, I'm gonna learn to fly. Slow and steady, I'm gonna learn to
Good afternoon. It's tea time. And you know what I've got in my hot little cup? And it's really too hot to hold. I've got our wonderful Body Clutter tea. Body Clutter Wise Women's Tea. I've got decaf and regular. We're about to run out of regular though. So if you need to get stocked up, you need to do it now. Anyway, here I am enjoying my afternoon. Just relaxing. It's trying to spit rain, but it's not really raining yet. The wind's blowing. And I'm just trying to stay focused on taking care of me. And my perfectionism is driving me nuts right now. Just so you know, I'm trying to get me centered in the screen and it's not happening. I don't know why I can't get me centered in both screens at the same time. But I was talking to a friend and she had another friend who called her up and she was hungry. And she didn't know what to do. And that's okay. It was somebody that she had been in rehab with, and she called her rehab director, and they told her that she was back on drugs, and that she needed to be tough, and that her friend needed to hit bottom. You know, I don't know that that's what the Lord teaches us to do. I really don't. Because He gave us the parable of the Good Samaritan. And when you see a need and you can help that person, you're supposed to help them. You're supposed to help them. But you gotta take care of you, and you gotta be safe, because there are bad parts of town. There are people wanting to steal from you. But you can buy somebody a meal. You can buy somebody something to eat. You can go with a friend and take them something to eat. I never could understand. I can be tough. That's not a problem for me. I'm bossy. I understand that. But I can't let somebody go hungry. And I couldn't allow my sister to be without a roof over her head, because I wouldn't have been able to sleep at night. So with the Good Samaritan, the Samaritans were the enemies of the people, of the Jews. And this was a Jewish man who had been beaten up by robbers and left for dead on the side of the road. Left for dead. And a priest walked by, didn't walk past him on his side, they walked to the other side of the road and walked past him, so he didn't have to feel any guilt about it. There was a Levite who was, high up in the Jewish faith. He walked to the other side. I hope I'm getting my story right. And there's Julie right now. But when we see somebody that needs help, so the Good Samaritan took this man, bandaged up his wounds, took him to the nearest innkeeper, and said, "Look after him till I can come back this way, and when I come back, I'll pay you whatever he needed." This was a man that was supposed to be this man's enemy. But when we're looking from one human to the next, color goes away, religion goes away. We're just people, just children of God. And when somebody needs a hand up, you be the one to help them, if you can. And if all you can do is cook them a meal and take it to them, that's all you can do. So knowing that someone is hungry, Jesus taught us that there are times in your life that you might be entertaining angels. And you don't know it. Maybe this person that's needing help. I've seen people on the side of the road, standing on the side of the road at an intersection wanting money. It's not for us to say they don't deserve that money. You don't know that person. All you do is you see somebody that's hungry. You see somebody that needs food. You see somebody that might need $20. I always keep $20 in the car just for that circumstance, when I might see somebody, and I never have any cash, but I got a stash that I can pull out and give someone else a dinner or something. I don't know what it is. It's not for me to say what's going on inside their heart. But when we do a good deed for somebody, Julie's going to go get her a pizza and hand her the pizza and say, Transitions is there. They're willing to help you again. Come on, I'll take you if you want to go. Transitions helped my sister. It's in Dyersburg. So when you see a need and you can help somebody, do it. Do it. Be safe, but do it. Because what if it's Jesus asking for your help? What if it's an angel asking for your help? And just preach the word of the Lord. Yeah, give her food, not cash. That's true. So you have to, when somebody calls on you and asks for a specific thing, you got to do it as best you can. As best you can. I remember a few years ago, I would get mad because Leanne never had a job, never really had a job in her life. And I tell her, I work 15, 16 hours a day, every day. There's got to be something you can do. There's got to be something you can do. But she was never confident enough to get out in the public. She did one time work in nursing homes, but 2 people on her watch fell out of their beds because she forgot to lift the rail up. So I could help her with her rent. I could keep a roof over her head. She had enough money coming in that she could pay her electric bill and get food. I needed to sleep at night. No, I couldn't sleep knowing she was hungry, and she was in crack houses, and she was in a crack motel one time. And I always paid the hotel owner so that she had a roof over her head. She's lived in burnt out shells of buildings. And I just can't stand to see somebody in that shape. But she finally went to transitions and she got help. She got better. And I've told her story of standing there in front of the sink, and Julie know what I'm talking about because everybody had jobs at transitions. And she would stand in front of the sink and they would listen to K-Love on the radio. And they would sing and have the best time. And then one time at K-Love, I was being interviewed by Kevin and something in the morning. And Leanne starts yelling, "That's my sister, that's my sister." Nobody believed her. Nobody believed her. And she kept yelling, "That's my sister." So you got to preach the gospel. You got to reach out to them. You got to reach out and say, "The Lord's here for you. Take my hand. I'll take you to where you need to go." You can do it. I mean, when Ben was sick, we would have to go to the emergency room. And he'd say, "Hey, Marla, now I know you don't know a whole lot about this stuff, but I do." He said, "Do you see those people over there in the corner?" He said, "They're needing a fix bad. They're needing a fix bad. You see how she's nodding her head? Yeah, she's about ready. She needs a fix." And the guy that's with her, he's wanting it too. And he said, just recognize it. See it for what it is. Ben had been clean and sober for 5 years when he passed away. It's the best 5 years of his life, even if most of it was in prison. But he knew how the other, but he was burned too. He got burned too by people using him. So people who are addicts can hurt you bad. They really can. But your heart's in the right place. Your heart is in the right place when you want to help them. I mean, I see people not wanting prisoners, people in prison, not wanting them to have the vaccines. They have no control on their lives. They have none. None. And when a disease, a stomach virus, or anything goes through, it goes through the whole prison. It really does. I was just so happy that Ben wasn't in prison when COVID hit. He had just gotten out. Praise the Lord. Anyway, let's drink. Let's drink to being the hands of God, reaching out and helping others when you see a need. You don't have to know if it's the right thing to do. You know it here. God lives here. God touches your heart. So when you see a need, do your best to help them. Do your best to help them. And offer them a hand up, not a handout. It's not a handout. It's a hand up. To get, because one day I never, ever ask for anything in return. Except maybe read your Bible. Because my goal is that they pay it forward. That one day they will be able to help somebody else. And one of the most fun things Ben ever did was pay it forward when we were in the line at McDonald's. He loved McDonald's. He really loved Egg McMuffins, and he liked to go by in the morning. He didn't like coffee until there toward the end. But we'd go through McDonald's, and he'd be sitting in the passenger side, and he'd lean down. He said, how much is the next person's bill? Will you just put that on my card? And he'd hand me his debit card and pay for it. He would. That was his favorite thing to do. And he didn't have anything, but that was his favorite thing to do. He just loved knowing that somebody was smiling because somebody tapped him on the shoulder and said, I'm thinking of you, and didn't even know him. Didn't even know him. So somebody's sending me lots of stars. I don't know who's doing that. But thank you, thank you, thank you. That was really sweet. My nose is running crazy like now. I was supposed to talk about Harley. I guess I can. One time, Harley was an angel dog too. Every dog we've had has been an angel dog. Lucy used to protect me from critters like mountain lions and bears and stuff. She had a big old slash on her side from one. Gypsy protected the little girls next door from a dog that was fixing to chew them all to pieces. She saved them. Harley saved me. We brought him in from the forest. He lived in a trash pile. God sent me a hoarding dog. And Harley was a red bone hound. And he probably didn't weigh 20 pounds when we got him. And he wouldn't let Robert come near him, probably because some man had abused him. But he let me pick him up and put him in the truck to bring him home. And then he started collecting things. He collected Michelle's purse and pulled all the rugs outside and made a big old pile. He made himself a bed is what he did. But one day, Robert had gone to play chess on Thursdays like he always does. And I went down the back step, I think, to get a bird feeder or something that was underneath the porch. And I get to the bottom step. Now, our stairs have handrails and everything, but you hit the bottom step, you're on the ground. Well, when I hit the bottom step, it was a hole that somebody had dug, or a squirrel had buried a squirrel, or it eroded, or I don't know. It was covered up with leaves. My foot hit the hole. My ankle turned. Thank God it didn't break it. But I fell. And I don't think I hit my head, but the dog was right there immediately. And I had this necklace on, but my hair was much shorter. And he kept tugging at this necklace, pulling it like this, trying to get me up or trying to wake me up because I had fainted. Because I have an adrenal reaction. I'm allergic to my own adrenaline. So when I turned my ankle, I had an adrenaline rush, which caused me to faint. And I didn't have my phone on me. I didn't have a iWatch at the same time. I could call somebody from this thing if I had to. And next thing I know, he's licking me in the face. He's pulling on my necklace. He's doing licking me in the ear. He's just licking me. And I like dogs, but I'm not real fond of dog licks. And so he got me up, but I was on one foot because I sprained my ankle. And I had to get up 18 steps to the main deck to get back in the house. So I hobbled up one step at a time. Thank goodness our stairs were where I could push on the handrails and jump up. And that's quite a workout. And I got in the house and I called Justin and he sent somebody here because I couldn't get Robert. He's up the mountain with no cell phone. And they came, got me, and took me to the ER. Which it was just sprained, which is good. Now, probably now I wouldn't go to the ER. I'd just put ice on it and be done with it. But I didn't know if I'd hit my head or not. So they checked me out. So folks, when you see a need, like a doggy that needs a home, or a person that needs some help, I know people in the industry of drug abuse and stuff say you can't help them, but you can't let them go hungry either. The good Lord says you can't. You don't know when you're entertaining angels. So drink up. Say a prayer for Julie's friend. She's really young. The scourge, it is a scourge of drug abuse comes from China. Yeah, they're the ones that make the fentanyl that they mix with the cocaine to give you a bigger high. And it comes from China. It's not allowed to come into the U.S., but it comes into Mexico and then it crosses the border somehow, some way. So folks, we got to get rid of it. We got to get rid of it. I love you all. Get your home in order so you can be what you're supposed to be for God. You are God's hands here on this earth. Your voice is His voice. Ask the Holy Spirit to come into you. And you can be there for others. God provides. He does. I love you all. I will see you in the morning. It's Plan and Play Day. And you know what that means. Little planning today. What happened to our dog? He had a seizure and died. We only had him for about a year. He was a good dog too. Mark Twain said, if you help a dog to prosper, he'll never bite you. Now, Harley bit me in the face. But he was having a seizure and I didn't know it. And I didn't want Michelle to have to clean up his puke. And so I bent over to clean up the mess behind her chair. And it startled him. He was having a seizure. And it was the first time we'd ever seen him have a seizure. And he was startled and he lunged at me. Now he didn't break the skin much, but he did break the skin. But you can't tell it now. It healed up just fine. God was taking care of me. But I fainted. And thank the Lord Michelle was in the house because she was across the room from me. And I raised up and I said, he bit me. And my eyes rolled back in my head. She said she'd never seen the whites of anybody's eyes. And she caught me before I hit the ground and protected me from hitting my head on the protect me from hitting my head on the hearth. So, folks, God's with us. He's with us. He's watching everything we do. Everything we do. So let your steps be a blessings to others. Yeah, Tulip's fine. Tulip's in the living room, probably on the couch. She is fine. So you raise up a dog, raise up a child in the way they should go. And when they're old, they won't depart from you. They won't. They love you. See y'all later. Bye.